So this video is to show and prove the connection between Vedic geometry and Vedic space. And I'm going to be using the Temple of Vedic Planetarium. I'm going to use the geometry of the Temple Vedic Planetarium of the basis of the video. The basis of Vedic geometry is the Satkona, the 6 angles. If we add a circle either side of the Satkona, we get the cosmic serpent. And it's with the help of the cosmic serpent we get to understand this amazing geometry. We're able to see the cosmos through the eyes of the serpent. Also use the serpent's eyes to create the movements of the sun, the Uttara and Dakshinayana. So the Vedic architects have used the serpent's head to create the geometry of the TRVP building. Go in here. This is the Brahmarandra, the doorway to the subconscious. And this is where this geometry comes from. Satkona would be here. Brahmarandra, doorway to the subconscious. Now the triangle, this is where the golden ratio comes from. From here to here is the golden mean, the golden ratio. So anything you build, design, or carve out in stone using these geometries, you'll be working in the golden ratio. So from here to here is golden ratio. Again, the Satkona is coming out of the fountain. These are the eyes. Brahmarandra, serpent's head. So next is the divine halo. Divine halo is mentioned in the Brahma Samhita 5.8. The Satkona is mentioned in the Brahma Samhita 5.3 and 5.4 as being the basis of the spiritual world. So this is the divine halo. This is Shambhu. This is Shiva. The lingam, Jyotirlingam. That's the divine halo. Divine halo is also up here. The divine halo also sits at the golden ratio. And this is shown here with, this is Konark Sun Temple. So this is the geometry behind Konark Sun Temple. See how the lingam has been carried. From here to here is the golden ratio. Anyway, that's Konark Sun Temple. This element here, so this mysterious quadrangle, it's in the Brahma Samhita 5.6, 5.7, mysterious quadrangle, which is the basis of the Vedic astrological chart. That's the geometry behind the astrological chart. And it's actually this shape here. So this is the third eye. The third eye is ruled by Jupiter, Brihaspati. That's why the third eye is referred to as the Guru's son, or the divine rabbit. Divine hair. Sanjay describes space. So that's the divine rabbit. That's the divine hair. From here to here, golden ratio. So this building represents the divine rabbit. And you'll see the divine rabbit used all through Vedic architecture. For example, Ellora Caves, Kailash. This is the 2D plan of Ellora Caves. self-evidently, obviously, they use this geometry. Angkor Wat, same geometry. Konark Sun Temple, same geometry. All I've added here is the Panchakara, the Kalamukhi, the face of time, which is the pentagram. These angles here that are highlighted, 108 degrees. From here to here is phi. So this angle here is 108. From here to here is phi. That's what these are represented. From here to here is 1. From here to here is phi. So this whole science, this geometric science that most people look at and they're completely bewildered by, there's actually a science behind it. There has to be. Otherwise it wouldn't be so consistent. So they're able to work in this perfect geometry. They're able to work in this geometry because they understand how Vedic space works, how space really works. So 5.14.29. The personal weapon used by Lord Krishna, the disc, is called the Hari Chakra, the disc of Hari. This chakra is the wheel of time. It expands from the beginning of the atom up to the time of Brahma's death, and it controls all activities, especially space. But the wheel of time, the Sudarshan Chakra, the Kala Chakra, the disc of Hari controls all activities. It is always revolving and spending the lives of the living entities, from Lord Brahma down to the insignificant blade of grass. Thus one changes from infancy to childhood to youth to maturity, and thus one approaches the end of life. It is impossible to check this wheel of time. This wheel is very exacting because it is a personal weapon of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is the creative impetus. The creative impetus comes from the Satkona. It comes from space itself. And Brahma used the same geometry to create the universe. This is Bhumandala, the Bhumandala disk. 4 billion miles across. This is the Loka mountain. This is a Lokavarsha. This is Golden Land, Clearwater Ocean. This is the Manasatara, the measurement mountain, the mind mountain, where Indra, Yama, Varuna, and Chandra live. Above here, above the earth, the Kala Chakra orbits. So below the sun is Rahu and Ketu. That's the snake's head and the snake's tail, or the snake's head and the divine halo, what I just showed. It's the snake's head and snake's tail. Snake's head, snake's tail. Above the rays of the sun is the moon, Shashin. Above the moon is the 28 stars, the 27 nakshatras, or the 28 nakshatras. There's 27 in the sidereal zodiac. And here is Abhijit. It's the star Vega. So this is the pole star. This is Abhijit. And this is the other 27 nakshatras. So above the moon is 28 stars, 28 nakshatras. Above the 28 nakshatras is Sukra, Venus, which Venus creates a 5-pointed star in the sky. Literally, during his orbit, he literally creates the pentagram in the sky. These 108 angles and this phi, because beauty comes from Venus. That's why the pentagon, the pentagram, is a perfect pentagram, is always at the golden mean. It's always at phi, from here to here. That's the one. This is the 61.8%. Above Venus is Mercury, Mercury representing the intelligence, which is the Satkona, which is the wheel. Above Mercury is Mars. Mars is Bhumi's sun. Above Mars is Jupiter, Jupiter representing the third eye, the Ajna chakra. The Ajna chakra. And what Vedic geometry does, it actually opens up the third eye. So when we look at these buildings, it gives us this otherworldly sense. It's appearing to come from a different dimension. But it all comes from this geometry, this spatial geometry, because this is how space is understood. So Brahma creates Bhumandala disk, Loka Loka, Manasatara, the mind mountain. Abhavi creates the Kala Chakra spinning. But the Kala Chakra is the Sudarshan Chakra. It's the disc of Hari, the personal weapon of Lord Krishna. The disc is called the Hari Chakra, or the disc of Hari. So the basis of Vedic cosmology, the basis of Vedic geometry, is the disc of Hari. The disc of Hari, the Sudarshan Chakra, controls all activities. So to understand Vedic geometry or Vedic cosmology, all we have to do is apply this Vedic geometry, and we can understand it all in detail. So this is Jambudweep. You can see how all the divisions of Jambudweep are coming from the Satkona. Bharatvarsha being Balaram's plough on the southern tip of Jambudweep. So as controversial as it is, all we have to do is apply the Sudarshan Chakra to our earth, and it can all be understood. The Uttara and Dakshina Yan, the movements of the sun and the moon, the seasons, the movements of the sun through the Kala Chakra wheel, the movements of the moon and the other Graha through the Kala Chakra wheel. But it's all square and compass, because space is a Kshatriya science. The Kshatriyas are in charge of dividing and allocating the space. The Kshatriyas are the rulers of Vedic society, the rulers, the measurers. So in Vedic times, the Manasatara, the measurement mountain, wasn't a mystery. All this was understood in great detail. So to understand the fifth canto and the Sarya Siddhanta, all we have to do is apply the disc of Hari, the Hari Chakra, the Sudarshan Chakra. This is why Sanjaya explains space as being a giant rabbit, because it is the basis of geometric space. Because space is actually understood through the third eye, not through our mundane vision. That's a lower understanding. This geometry is operating on a third eye level. So if we want to have an auspicious darshan of space, we need to pick up the square and compass, and we need to absorb ourselves within the Bhumandala, the earth mandala, the earth circle, which is resting on the Satkona, which is resting on Lord Ananta. Lord Ananta's body is space. This is why it's said that the whole entire universe is resting on the head of Lord Ananta.